Learn this graphic design process just once and you'll be able to design anything from scratch forever. And we're going to design an entire clothing brand identity to show how that's possible in 2026. But before you think you know what that means, I'm not talking about the kind of mindset where you read the brief and think things like make it modern or appeal to younger people. That is just surface level thinking, because a real designer will take things a bit deeper than that. It defines not only what you're creating, but who you're creating it for, why they should care, and how it should make them feel. For this project, the goal isn't to design a few cool t-shirts. Sure, we probably are going to end up with some cool t-shirt designs, but I need to build a visual identity that resonates with a specific audience. If this brief was given to me right now, I'd break it down into 3 different layers. The objective layer defines a practical goal. So create a unified system that works seamlessly online and physically, with visuals that are bold enough to stand out from a distance, yet detailed enough to reward a closer look. The emotional layer defines the response I want to evoke, so a sense of creative rebellion, freedom, and belonging, like wearing a visual statement rather than just fabric. And finally, the cultural layer anchors the design language, a combination of Japanese culture design, street typography, and contemporary minimalism that fits perfectly within modern creative cultures. So when you structure a brief like this, every later decision, the typography, the layout, the scale, the color, it all becomes purposeful. And that's what separates the professionals from everybody else, and you don't want to be everybody else in 2026. So once the foundation is clear, I start building what I call the concept ecosystem. This is where a lot of designers will just rush ahead, and quite frankly, it's quite a big mistake. So before touching Illustrator, Figma, or even, dare I say, MS Paint, I collect fragments, textures, sounds, materials, references, and these define the tone of the world I'm intending to build. And for this brand, that might mean the texture of concrete, the reflections from neon lights, Japanese poster typography, or a sound clip from Tokyo streets. It could be the imperfect brushstrokes of graffiti walls. And right now, importantly, these aren't literal design elements. They're more like emotional cues. I'm not designing anything yet, I'm mapping the world the brand is going to belong to. Now patterns will start to reveal themselves, and I'm realizing that I want to find a balance between order and chaos, perhaps clean geometry or clean design meeting raw textures, free-flowing creativity over strict form. And these patterns will actually form the brand's DNA. And remember, this design process isn't just for brand identity, it can work for any project. But to continue to truly make sense of all of this, I often use Milanote. It is a visual workspace that lets me lay everything out neatly and intuitively. So we're talking references, sketches, textures, typography, the whole 9 yards all in one place. And at the very top, you can see I have the project brief and a handy message that keeps me on track right next to it. But entering into the brief section, I have some notes on the brief itself, which again just keeps the project on track. And back on the main part of my board, I have some t-shirt designs for inspiration that really triggered that inspiration. Mainly single color designs, as you can see on this blue design here. And you'll see later how I adapted that into my own work. And again, with Milanote, you can add captions or comments onto such things as well. And having research on any project is of course vital, you should know that as a graphic designer. But this Japanese research really did steer the direction of my designs. But here's the cool thing with Milanote. If we come back to this board here, the urban inspiration one, we can click in the bottom right and allow Milanote to create a template board for us. So I can type in something like inspiration and it's going to actually generate a nifty template. I can then of course edit everything in this board for the inspiration on the urban side of my clothing brand. And at this stage, I'm more concerned with understanding why things are going to look the way they do, rather than focusing on exactly how they're going to look. And I think this is a huge point that many designers need to sit up and actually listen to. Most people skip this step because it feels to them maybe abstract or not even useful to spend time doing so. But it is hugely important to have a system in place like this. And what I personally find so useful is the ability to have the Milanote app on my phone. It automatically syncs up with your desktop boards, and that will allow you to collect inspiration or develop a project anywhere, anytime. I also love the app Clipper extension tool, and this can be installed into various different browsers, as you can see right here. And what this neat thing does is it allows you to browse the internet and instantly save inspiration to your Milanote boards, essentially clipping it in real time without skipping back between Milanote and the internet. And you can try Milanote completely for free with no time limit via the link in the description box below. And Milanote has been a partner of this channel for almost a decade at this point, and I use it almost every single day. So once the brief has been totally smashed, the research and ecosystem is locked down, I move into defining the identity system itself. It's the rules that make a brand recognizable before you even see their logo. So I define the core expression, how the brand moves, how it speaks and feels. And for Satori, that balance lives between minimal and orderly, borrowed from Japanese cultures, towards expressive, creative and imperfection. And that duality becomes a brand's foundation. And if I had to give a name to that style here, it would be something like Neo-Zen. So we have things like a lot of white space, and we have that Satori graphics at the top of the t-shirt, which is surrounded by white space. It's very neat. And then we have other grungy and non-clean elements to the design. Next, I want to establish the building blocks, and I've already touched upon that. So the typography, the spacing, the rhythm, the proportion. And typography here actually is the voice of the brand. So I choose a typeface that can flex between raw and refined. Something that feels confident but not too polished. And then I define the visual rhythm, how elements breathe, overlap and interact. And when this is consistent, the brand will stop being a design and it will start being an actual language. Every strong identity needs some kind of constraint or discipline, because without it, then it has no direction and it just becomes noise in the design space. So for Satori, those constraints define its personality. I decided early on that the system would be built from 3 fixed ingredients. 1 type family, mainly 3 tonal colors on each design, and a single accent with emotional weight. The accent, a vivid electric hue, and that carries both contrast and energy. It's the modern pulse within an otherwise Zen foundation. And you see that the color and the free-flowing style is instantly recognized, and the world that you've stepped into is immediately known. And this is how lasting identity actually works. You can see how Apple uses silence and lots of white space, Nike's asymmetric rhythm. All of them express a consistent philosophy through repetition. And consistency becomes presence, and presence becomes trust in the consumer. So once those fundamentals are in place, I move into testing. Again, this is very important. So I'll print out mockups, I'll build prototypes, apply visuals to packaging, social posts, tags, and product shots, everything, again, the whole 9 yards. I will then take a step back and ask one question. Does it still feel like the same brand everywhere I see it? If the emotion holds and the elements are disciplined in the way they should be, the system works. Context testing is the reality check on your design. It reveals whether your identity has integrity or only survives in kind of isolated situations. But of course, you might be working on a logo, a flyer, whatever it is. Always take a step back, test, and see if it serves the correct purpose. Always remember that good graphic design has purpose. But with a brand theme project like this one, when everything feels aligned, I document it. So type scales, color ratios, spacing logic, tone of voice, logo placement, all recorded into a simple evolving style guide. Every future piece, whether an advert, a collaboration, or a new project, it will grow from the same roots. That continuity is what makes a brand feel alive, not through endless reinvention, but through deliberate evolution from the roots. And that, ultimately, is what it means to design anything from scratch. You are building a message or a piece of visual communication that lives through form. Once you understand how to translate emotion into structure and structure into experience, you can approach any project with complete clarity. Whether it's a t-shirt line, a poster, a full-scale brand identity, whatever it is, the process is always the same. Define the essence, distill the message, and design with purpose based on all of that. And to quickly wrap everything up so you know exactly what to do with any brief to get to any design. 1. Define the brief, so understand what, who, why, and how it should feel. Break it down, so separate the objective, the emotional, and the cultural layers. Collect inspiration, so gather textures, references, imagery, and cues to define the project's tone. Then find patterns in all of that. So for me, it was finding contrast between order and chaos, structure and expression. Then build a system, so define the typography, the color, the rhythm, and the rules that actually create the identity. Test in context. Apply your designs to real scenarios and check emotional consistency and how it leads back to the brief. Then document everything, so record the type, the color spacing, the tone, and then you can create a style guide. And remember to design with purpose. Every choice should serve meaning. It's not decoration here. We're not decorators. But if you didn't get your fill of graphic design content today, just click one of these videos on screen to continue your educational journey here at Satori Graphics. And until next time, design your future today. Peace.